Hey everyone, I'm Jason.
And I'm Colton.
And today we're going to be looking at SMITE's Terra, the newest Guardian.
Terra Mater. She is from the Roman pantheon. She is the mother, or she's literally mother.
She is the Earth.
Yeah, she's the Earth. Terra Mater, quite literally the Mother Earth, rests dormant between every living thing. Upon her flesh, trees stand like hairs, rivers weave like veins, and the oceans lap at her sides. Oh, what I would give to lap at her sides, Jafar.
Whoa there, fella. You need to take that down a notch.
Terra is her passive is Standing Stones. Terra's passive creates Standing Stones as long as her abilities create Standing Stones, As long as any Standing Stones are on the battleground, Terra becomes knock-up immune and her basic attacks slow enemies. If Terra shatters her stones, this buff will remain active for 3 seconds afterward.
This has a lot of implications. You can use characters that have an ability that ricochets, like Hou-Yi. They will bounce off of her stones if he fires them at them. Her 2 Crushing Earth brings up 2 walls, and you can run through one of them and still use the other one to block people off. Or you can just leave the stones up, move forward, and apply slows. You really have to consider the most important thing, and I'm going to say this a lot in this video, and I did in my write-up, is positioning. Oh my god, it's so important with Terra. You have to be aware of where your stones are, where people are, etc., etc.
Oh, her 1, Force of Nature. She gains momentum, causing her to dash forward and deal damage to enemies. She passes her standard dash attack. Her dash may pass through her Standing Stones to shatter them. If she does, she can dash another time within the next 3 seconds.
But this is where a fair amount of her damage can come from, because if she collides with Crushing Earth, it creates a cone of just rock shards that fly out. If you use it with her 3 with Monolith, it will root everyone in the area and creates a damaging area, like an AoE that does a DOT.
Yeah.
That's where a fair amount of her damage goes, and it's kind of like Nemesis, because Nemesis can do the little extra dash, but she can only use hers if she runs into a wall. And even if you shatter multiple stones, like, say you have Crushing Earth and Monolith up at the same time, and you plow through all 3 of them, just
you only get
wrecking
1 extra
them.
dash.
Yes, no matter what, you're stuck with the extra. I tend to you can use it as an escape, you can use it as an initiate. I like to go through someone, hit them, and then go back through and hit them again.
Yes.
Because I play hyper-aggressive, we in there.
Alright, Crushing Earth, her 2. She summons 2 giant walls on either side of a target location in a line, slows enemies in between them by 20%. As long as both sides of the stone stand, she can activate it again to smash them together, damaging and stunning enemies in between for 1.5 seconds. These stones can be shattered with her 1, Force of Nature, her dash attack. They can be dashed through to shatter them and create a cone of shrapnel like Jason was talking about, damaging enemies in the area. This is a good setup for positioning. A lot of her stuff is going to play off of her passive Standing Stones. This is another one of those abilities. You got a good stun too, so if you catch people in a team fight not paying attention, a 1.5 second stun is pretty brutal.
However, there's something I really hate about Crushing Earth. The rocks, when they pop up, they show up so slow. So slow, it's like, Crushing Earth! And if they have even the slightest bit of a mobility ability, any mobility move at all, you're not going to stun them. Like, Bastet's going to flip away, Ratatoskir's going to dash, Susanoo is going to dash at you, probably. It's just the actual crush isn't bad. but the walls popping up is... it's, for a 15-second cooldown, it's kind of slow moving.
Then you have her 3, which is Monolith. Terra summons a standing stone monolith. It surges with natural energy. The monolith heals nearby allied gods every half a second. She can shatter it with force of nature to root enemies in the area for 1.5 seconds. So she has 2 1.5 second crowd control abilities. And it creates a damaging area that lasts 5 seconds. Pretty solid stuff. Good crowd control. I mean, that's really what most Guardians are about any old way. But she really excels at it in that regard.
What I like to do with that is... Not to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I drop the monolith, and I dash through it to get the root, and that's when I use number 2. So you dash through the monolith, catch everyone, slap them with the 2, like use your rock slap no jutsu, and then you can either dash out of the way or dash back through for, even more damage. Because, why not?
And then finally her ultimate is Terra's Blessing.
Oh, it's so good.
She channels her strength into the entire world, buffing all of her allies for 10 seconds. While active, Terra and her allies gain increased movement speed, reduction of mana costs for abilities, and increased cooldown reduction. She also summons 4 stones around her and each of her teammates. If any of them take damage 4 times, the stones will activate and heal that god.
Let's talk about the mana cost reduction real quick, because it's 100% reduced cost. And you get CDR up to 40%. Holy damn it.
Yeah, their spells are free for how long?
10 seconds. And this can easily put you at max CDR. It will not go over cap, so you won't have like 90% CDR, because fuck you, that's why.
Yeah.
But like in a lot of the matches I played, we would have some ridiculous heavy damage character like say Thanatos.
Yeah.
And I would pop it and he would just chase them down and kill everyone. There are a lot of camps for itemization for her. Some people say you should build her damage. You're wrong. Shut up.
I think a support bruiser build would be good. From my perspective as a person who sometimes play Guardians, I would recommend starting Mark of the Vanguard and like pots probably, and boots and shoes. You got to get your Nikes. I feel like if you're doing arena, like she'd be good as a tank bruiser. I feel like Sovereignty and its brother Amulet would be good wombo items.
I'm gonna disagree a little bit. To me, the most important item in her build is Bulwark of Hope, because it has a damage shield, and she's a melee caster tank. She needs to be mixing it up. To me, the 2 most important items are Bulwark of Hope, Mantle of Discord for that AoE stun. I do like Sovereignty, but I'll tell you the item I like more is, it doesn't give an aura, it doesn't give, like, what you would use on Ares. I like the Dynasty Helmet, the one that's, like, 60 magic and physical defense.
Yeah, well, I like Breastplate of Valor on her, too, for that protection, and then you get the cooldown reduction.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a really good choice, too. As far as damage goes, I only really like Lotus Crown, for the most part, because it affects my heals. Maybe if I'm doing really good, I'll get Rod of Asclepius or the Ethereal Staff. There's the argument that, as far as defensive items, the Ritual Dagger is really good, because it makes your relics better. And relics, you can pick almost anything for relics. I kind of like Shell and Sprint, personally.
I recommend Curse and Meditation. Yeah. For my recommendation, I would roll Curse and Meditation, or Curse and Beads. Something to counter their crowd control, and Curse is a one I recommend on a lot of Guardians, because you're going to be helping your team stick around, and that's going to give your team the ability to fight back more effectively because you're dropping that massive AoE slow. This has been a... so there you have it. That is our look at Terra, the Earth Mother. Stay tuned right here to MMOHuts.com and to bottom tier, youtube.com/bottom tier, and we will bring you another Smite God Spotlight as soon as the next Smite God drops, and we will see you next time
on bottom tier.
Oh, baby,